Why did you join, and why did you pick the branch that you enlisted into?
Patriotism, that's a big thing for me. So, after 9/11 happened, there was no question in my mind. I wanted to go serve my country.
The days following September 11th, 2001, I was haunted by the thought of those people crashing into those buildings. My son was only 11 and watched it on television.
Today is March 15th, 2020. We are in Sydney, Ohio. We are interviewing Frank Green II, who was born on July 31st, 1990. The names of the people attending the interview are his father, Frank Green Sr. The organization we are working with is Wright State University's Veterans Voices Project. Frank served in Afghanistan. Which division did you serve in?
I was in the 101st Airborne Division.
Where did you serve at in Afghanistan?
I was in Paktika Province, which was RC East, up in the mountains.
Okay.
I had two brothers that served in the military. One that joined the same time I did. We went together. Another one joined and was stationed at the 82nd Airborne.
Do you recall your first days in service?
Yeah, when I got down there, it was you got on the bus with all your gear, and then as soon as you got there was a whole line of drill sergeants just waiting to fuck up your day. The round browns, they were just, right in your head while the whole time, hand in your face, like an inch away from touching you, and just screaming at the top of their lungs, yelling at you. Pretty intense, but it was a good learning experience. And that's when it gets interesting. That's when you have like the drill sergeants running at you, screaming at you, get the hell off the bus, run around the track like 1,000 times, just carrying the bags above your heads, good times.
Alright. Any other things you learned to help you get through it?
Basically just, don't have a tiny heart. That's the saying in the infantry. I don't know if it's in the rest of the military, but the infantry, it's called tiny heart syndrome.
When did you get deployed?
I got deployed in August. I got orders to go to Afghanistan in, I think, the end of July.
Okay, the east side of Afghanistan, you were close to the Pakistan border.
Where my COP was stationed, which a COP is a company operating post. We were 13 clicks from the Pakistan border.
What was the weather like there for it?
Summertime it got to 120. Wintertime -30. Snow waist high. Our COP was 13,000 feet elevation. So we were pretty high up in the mountains. There were snow-capped peaks around us all year round.
So what you expected when you got there?
No. Everything you saw from movies or documentaries or whatnot was like mainly Iraq, or if it was Afghanistan, it was like poppy fields everywhere, I saw a fair amount of poppy fields, but like where I was at, it was mountains, Everything I saw on TV was all flat ground, Most villages stay in the valleys because that's usually where the wadis, which is a river, it's where they run, so they stay close to, the water source. But, we never liked going to the valleys. It was always, that's what we always called, the kill box, because it's like shooting fish in a barrel if you got the high ground.
So what was your job there?
When we were mounted up, which was about half the time, I was lead gunner for the platoon. And then when we weren't mounted, I was saw gunner, or the rifleman for the platoon.
Okay. How often did you see combat?
Yeah, we were in the largest ambush since the start of the war. It was, weren't even Afghans, they were Taliban. They were Chechens, foreign fighters. They were mercenaries. There was 150 Chechens against 13 of us. They didn't even really want to attack us, we found out later on. They were waiting for the supply convoy. They had a click and a half, mile-long ambush set up, an L-shaped ambush. And I happened to trigger it. We were delivering a river dam door to a village. You know, I called down to my TC, my truck commander, my sergeant, and I was like, hey, do you want to do a test fire before we get up in there? There was a guy on the ridge, and you know, he was loaded up, ready to fight. I only saw him. And so he was pointing his gun, ready to shoot at us, and he shot first. And the next thing I know is I hear just so much ping, you know, ticks. And at first I thought it was my buddy Nieves behind me, who was the second gunner. I thought he was shooting, but then I realized very quickly that it was the entire top of the mountain. They had fighting positions dug in the side and at the top, at the peaks of it. Where the road was dug out on the side of the mountain. So on the one side was probably a 50-foot drop, 40-foot drop, and then the other side was the mountain face. So, you know, so they had the high ground and fire superiority down on top of us. That was a 4-hour firefight. We found out that they spent enough ammunition to last for 2 days. They had very proficient RPG teams. There was so much fire concentrated on our trucks that it ended up the bullets would go through the armor. My driver got shot through the leg, through the armor. Everybody got shrapnel from RPGs.
You weren't injured?
For the life of me, no, I was not injured. I don't know why. 3.5 hours in the fight, another platoon showed up. You know, and right at that time is when Apaches showed up. Everybody got injured. Lost a good buddy.
So what was it like when you got your orders to come back from Afghanistan?
I was ready. At that point, I hated it there. I wanted to come home. So, you know, I was done.